What if a devoted son suddenly kicked his elderly mother out of their home, only for the unexpected reason to reveal a sacrifice so profound it would bring tears to your eyes and redefine family love forever? In a cozy little house perched on the edge of a quiet town, Maria, a silver-haired woman in her 70s, shared her days with her son, Carlos, a hard-working mechanic in his 40s. The house was simple, with faded curtains and a worn couch, but it brimmed with warmth from their close bond, forged after Carlos's father passed away years ago. Maria's health had started to fade. Her memory slipped sometimes, like forgetting to turn off the stove or misplacing her glasses, but Carlos was always there, coming home each evening with tired hands and a gentle smile. He cooked her favorite soup, helped her with her pills, and they'd sit on the porch, watching sunsets while sharing stories of his day or her youth. She had raised him alone through tough times, working long hours to send him to school, sacrificing her own dreams so he could have a better life. Now, he repaid her with unwavering care, their laughter filling the air as they flipped through old photo albums, memories of birthdays and holidays binding them tight. Neighbors often stopped by, admiring Carlos's devotion, calling him the perfect son who never complained. But lately, Maria noticed a shadow in his eyes, a worry he tried to hide with hugs and quick jokes. He'd stay up late, staring at papers on the kitchen table, his face tight with stress she couldn't name. She chalked it up to his busy job, not knowing that beneath his love, Carlos was wrestling with a decision that would soon shake their little world. The house, once a haven of peace, held a quiet tension, hinting at a storm brewing, one that would test the depth of their unbreakable bond in ways either could foresee. As the weeks slipped by, Carlos's quiet worry deepened, casting a shadow over the cozy house he shared with Maria. His job at the garage grew unsteady, with fewer cars rolling in and bills stacking up like a wall he couldn't climb. Rent, groceries, and Maria's medicine all demanding more than his paycheck could cover. One afternoon, Maria wandered off, her memory failing her again, and Carlos found her hours later, lost in the neighborhood, her frail figure trembling with confusion. He took her to the doctor, who spoke gently about early dementia, suggesting she needed care beyond what he could provide alone. The words hit Carlos like a punch, his heart sinking as he realized the future he'd feared was closing in. At night, he sat at the kitchen table, the soft glow of his laptop illuminating his tired face, researching nursing homes and support options, each click a reminder of his limited means. Maria sensed his unease, asking over dinner why he looked so worn, but he forced a smile and said, "Just work, Mom," hiding the storm inside. The house, once filled with their laughter, grew heavy with his unspoken burden. How could he keep her safe when he could barely keep the lights on? He watched her sleep, her soft snores a comfort, but also a weight, knowing her needs might soon outgrow his ability to help. Friends offered advice, suggesting he seek assistance, but pride and love kept him searching for answers alone. The tension built, a quiet pressure that hinted at a choice he'd have to make, one that would tear at his soul but might save her in the end. Their peaceful days were slipping away, replaced by a growing sense of inevitability. One crisp morning, with the sun barely peeking through the curtains, Carlos sat Maria down at the kitchen table, his hands trembling as he gripped hers tightly. "Mom, you can't stay here anymore," he said, his voice breaking like fragile glass, the words tasting bitter on his tongue. Maria's eyes widened, tears welling up as she searched his face, asking, "Why, Carlos? What did I do?" He couldn't meet her gaze, his throat tight as he explained it was time for her to move out, packing her bags with her favorite sweater and the warm blanket she loved. Her pleas filled the air. "Please, don't do this!" But he pressed on, his own tears falling as he guided her to the car, her frail body shaking with sobs. Neighbors peeked through their windows, whispering as they saw the scene unfold, Maria's confusion and hurt painting a picture of betrayal. Carlos drove in silence, the hum of the engine the only sound between them, his heart shattering with every mile. At a modest building on the other side of town, he unloaded her things, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "This is for the best," before turning away, his steps heavy with guilt. Maria felt abandoned, her world crumbling as she entered what she thought was a cold, unfamiliar place, clutching her blanket like a lifeline. She wondered what she'd done to lose her son's love, her mind replaying their happy days on the porch. Carlos drove home alone, the empty house echoing with her absence, his decision a weight he couldn't shake. The air was thick with unspoken reasons, a secret he carried that would soon unravel, turning their heartbreak into a story of deeper love than anyone could see yet. Days stretched into weeks as Maria settled into what she believed was a lonely nursing home, her heart heavy with the sting of Carlos's rejection. The staff were kind, the rooms warm with soft colors, and familiar faces, old friends from town, began visiting, bringing flowers and stories that eased her confusion. Yet she clung to her worn blanket, missing the home she'd shared with Carlos, her mind replaying his tearful goodbye. Then, one evening as the sun dipped low, Carlos appeared at her door, his face etched with exhaustion but also relief. He sat beside her, taking her hands, and finally shared the truth he'd hidden. He hadn't abandoned her out of anger or burden. While sorting through old boxes, he'd found letters in the attic revealing she had a long-lost sister, Aunt Rosa, who'd been searching for her since a family feud decades ago. Carlos had tracked Rosa down, a widow with a big house and the means to care for Maria, complete with round-the-clock help and a garden she'd always dreamed of. The unexpected reason for kicking her out was love. He'd sacrificed their daily life together to reunite her with family and ensure she got the care he couldn't afford alone. Tears streamed down Maria's face as she hugged him, understanding the depth of his pain, and then Rosa walked in, her eyes mirroring Maria's own. Their embrace was a flood of emotion, mending years of separation. Carlos watched, his own tears falling, knowing he turned heartbreak into hope. The room filled with laughter and shared memories, the weight lifting as Maria realized her son's choice was a gift, not a loss, setting the stage for a new chapter of love and healing. Today, Maria thrives in Aunt Rosa's warm home, her days filled with the scent of blooming flowers from the garden she always wanted and the comfort of a sisterly bond rediscovered. Carlos visits every weekend, his laughter mixing with theirs as they sip tea on the porch, the tension of the past replaced by a deep, healing love. Rosa's house, with its extra help and gentle care, has eased Maria's dementia struggles, her memory steadier with the support she needs, while Carlos's job at the garage picked up, easing his financial strain. He even started a support group for caregivers, sharing their story to help others, his pride in his mother's new life shining through. One sunny afternoon, as they flipped through old family photos, Maria's eyes welled up, not with sadness, but with gratitude, hugging Carlos and saying, "You gave me more than I lost." He smiled, wiping a tear, knowing his tough choice had turned into a blessing. The reunion with Rosa brought back lost memories, stitching their family back together, and Maria's health blossomed with the love surrounding her. Carlos's sacrifice, kicking her out to give her a better life, proved that love sometimes means letting go for the greater good. The house, once a symbol of their struggle, now stands as a testament to resilience, its walls holding a story of unexpected kindness. Their journey ends here, a reminder that family endures through hard decisions and unexpected turns, showing all ages that true strength lies in putting loved ones first. As they sit together, planning a small family celebration, the sun sets on their past, lighting a path forward filled with hope and unity, a legacy of love that will linger in every heart. If this touching story warmed your heart, like, comment, and share it with others. Subscribe to Human Fables for more real tales that inspire and connect us all.